Hi, I'm Sam, and I'm here at this Audi Drive the Range day. It's a great lineup of cars. Not here for very long, so I'm going to quickly take out the two cars. There's a previous video with RS4, and this video, I'm going to take out the RS6. I've not driven the new RS6. V8 turbocharged, 600-ish horsepower. Similar sort of power, a little bit more power. I think it's a little more power than the previous generation, but 150 kilos, 150 to 200 kilos heavier. We'll see. I think performance will be very similar. I'm really interested to see how it is because it's kind of the big daddy wagon. Let's have a look around the car, go for a short drive, and give you my quick thoughts. So here we have the RS6, big daddy, big arches, big wheels. I think these are massive. I think they're 22s. You can get it with slightly smaller wheels, which I would go for. I think similar sort of situation to RS4, but on a bigger platform, so you have a bigger boot, much more boot space, chuck more stuff in there. Super practical, these cars. And then look at that, we have the new sort of A6 and obviously this RS6 interior. I'm not 100% set on this touchscreen down here, but we'll see how it is when I'm using it. You've got the digital display and all that. Audi interior, lovely as ever. Let's get in the car, start it up, and go for a drive. Oh, immediately you feel like there's more space in here. Nice burble. Let's turn that. I'm a guest. Okay, so yeah, we've got all these buttons here. Let's set a aircon. Oh, you get quite a nice like haptic feedback sort of wobble when you press the buttons. We'll see how they are when you're driving. What buttons do I need to press? Essentially, what modes do I need to get it in before we go? So we got RS mode. Okay, that's ESC sort of off. No, various modes. Ah, here we go. Drive select. Let's start in comfort, and then I'll put it in dynamic. Test the two kind of things. You can raise. Let's press that again. You can raise the car or lower the car. Oh, we can raise it up. I didn't know you could do that. That's quite useful for right now. Let's get on the road. So now I'm just trying to turn the fan down because you guys will be able to hear it and I want it to go down a little bit. And I'm not sure how you do this. Oh, okay, no. Okay, yeah, it's these buttons with some haptic feedback. Right, I've turned that down. Let's go.
That perfect then.
Ideal.
There we go.
Thanks very much.
Enjoy.
Right, so we're setting off. Oh, immediately. So this car is raised up mode. Let's put it down. Oh, I've got cooling seat on. That is absolutely brilliant. Let's turn off the fans. But I've got a cooling seat. I'm going to put the car in comfort immediately. Getting lots of warbles. Okay, I'm definitely a bit more isolated from the environment. Let's go right. See what happens when you put your foot down. Well, it's quite quick. But it feels chunky, like you feel like you're moving a lot of mass when you turn this car. This car either doesn't have the heads-up display or it's not on. Difficult to tell. I'm getting an awful lot of noise from up there. Ah. Okay. Much more isolated now. This is pretty chilled. This is pretty chilled on these roads. Just kind of cruising around. It's still picking up a lot of the sort of like granular road feel. If you go over a cat's eye or something, it's still like, but are refined. I imagine you can smash a lot of distance in something like this. Feels like quite a big car on the road. I've been driving some large things around recently, so I'm kind of used to being wide, but versus the RS4 I've just driven, this feels quite a bit wider. So if we put it in a bit more of a dynamic mode, not more dynamic. Let's put it in dynamic. Let's put it into the manual paddles. You get sort of burbles and all that sort of stuff, but it's very much way back there somewhere. It's not loud. I don't know what's going on here. Someone just seems to have stopped. Yeah, it's very easy to go very fast in this car. Just load it up full of luggage and off you go. Do I prefer this or the RS4 though? RS4 is like cosets you a little bit more. RS6, it's a very big thing. You've got a lot, just that bit more space for everybody, but then that space takes up more road. I think I prefer the look of the previous gen RS6, but that doesn't have all of the tech, and I think you probably can get it with adaptive cruise control, but I love that sort of thing. This car, it might have, I've only in it for a short amount of time, so I haven't found it, but it might have heads-up display, but I would love something like that. I would love that in this car. This touchscreen down here, immediately, for example, this car can raise itself up to go over bumps and stuff. To raise itself up, there is not, I might be wrong, but there's not a button anywhere that just says raise me up. It is in the settings, you have to be in the right mode, doing the right thing, and it will raise up, which is not a quick thing to do. In the new e-tron GT and RS, which I drove recently, they haven't gone for this touchscreen interface. They have a layer of buttons underneath. That's the same in the new RS3. I don't know whether we're going to get that in the top sort of range cars, but I would love to have more buttons and stuff back down here again, or at least Panamera style here for the essential bits and pieces that you're sort of trying to change. It would just make a big difference. This car's got Alcantara steering wheel, which feels nice. It's a hot day, it's sweaty, and I think this would get pretty grubby. So I would personally rather have a leather steering wheel. Other than that, it's a lovely place to be. Seats really comfy. Let me see if I can try and find a massager. It's got to have a massage, doesn't it? Yet again, this is another thing where, like, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but I can't work it out. Now I need to turn around. Oh, it's so serene. And you do get that lovely V8 warble. That is nice. I do quite like that. And I think if you could make this sound pretty ridiculous with a fruity exhaust. See, John Olsen's done a bunch of videos. Actually, when you give it the full beans, it's reasonably loud in here. It's not crazy, but reasonably loud. I wouldn't say it's the car that encourages you to push it hard. It just can go hard, and I feel like it's going to be extremely capable. And then let's put it into there. I'm very much, something I mentioned when I was driving the RS4, enjoying using the nav system in this car, the way it integrates between the displays and stuff. I normally just bung in and put CarPlay on, which works really well. On this drive, I didn't really want to waste time plugging it in and whatnot, and I want to be able to see some of the features and things. And the way it works with the Google Maps is actually, it's a really good system. And I love how it comes up there. And if you have the heads-up display, you get your Google bits on the heads-up display. It's all very cool. I think on paper, this car is a similar speed to the previous RS6, which I would say is probably plenty fast enough. The competitors, I think, like M5 and E63 are a little bit faster, but ultimately, what are you doing? Drag races in this car? You're kind of wafting around. You're doing your daily stuff, isn't it? It's a big car that you can chuck all your things in, and then also hammer down an autobahn if you want, and do so all in a really nice level of comfort. It's a nice thing. Right, let's put it back in cruise and drive back to base. There we have it, the Audi RS6. What was it like? Overall, that's a very nice thing. What is it? It's a great Audi wagon, doesn't it? It look awesome, sound pretty good. With the OPF filters now, I think you could do a bit more. It'd be nice if it was a bit fruitier. It's not Audi's fault. Definitely something you could mess with aftermarket. Interior, lovely place to be. I'm not sure about the touch buttons down the bottom. For example, pulling in here, I wanted to just raise the lift, and I'm like, I think there may be some sneak way of doing it, but I would like to just have a button. I think we might go back to that. We'll see with facelifts and stuff whether we get some more buttons, but very much enjoyed it. I'm adding it to the memory bank of interesting wagons and stuff, and hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.